Line2 is an app that we have that adds a second number to your iPhone and eventually to your Android phone as well. And so you have two numbers on one phone, one for personal and one for business or a club or whatever. So I have my regular iPhone number here, and then I have my Line2 here. And I start it up, and you'll see that it looks pretty much like the standard iPhone dialer. So it's got, I've got a keypad where dial calls. I've got access to contacts, favorites, my iPhone contacts, as well as contacts I'm hosting at a website called Talk to Me, which is the name of my company. I've got recent call history. I've got visual voicemail. And I've got settings. So it's very much like the iPhone app, but there's one big difference, which is I've got the ability to place and receive those calls over voice over IP, over the internet, or over cellular, all using the same number. And I can tell it, if I have a Wi-Fi connection, use that, otherwise use cellular. Here I've actually enabled 3G calling so that I can place and receive calls over AT&T's 3G data network without using any cellular minutes. So, if I have a problem with bad cell reception, it'll use Wi-Fi, and I can place and receive my calls there. And then now when I'm out over in my car, someone calls me back, they're using the same number, but then it'll ring over cellular instead. Or like right now, we're on a 3G network, but I can place and receive VoIP calls over 3G. So if the reason you want this app is because you don't want to use your cell minutes and you want to save on your cell bill, you can send all your calls over 3G, and as long as AT&T is giving you a good 3G data connection, which is a big if, then you can place and receive calls entirely. Like this is a VoIP call, even though I'm not on Wi-Fi, and I can do things like, this is American Airlines, but I can add callers, so I can set up conferences. Like here, I'll go into recents and I'll call FedEx, and now I'm American Airlines is on hold, and now I'm calling FedEx. And then because I'm evil, what I love to do is I merge the two into a conference, and the two auto attendants start arguing with each other.
Battle of the auto attendants.
The battle of the auto attendants. And I could call in 1-800-Flowers and add them as well. And then when you're on and this is all a VoIP conference, so even though I'm on AT&T's 3G network or Wi-Fi, I'm not using any cell minutes. I can manage the attendees of the conference. Here, the participants in the conference list, I can have up to 20 people. And this is all happening on VoIP. I can also transfer calls. And it also has things like call waiting, so that if I'm on a VoIP call, and another VoIP call comes into my Line2 number, it's not going to, I can juggle between the two calls. Another thing, and that's a first on the iPhone, is to have call waiting for VoIP. Second thing is that if I get a call to my regular cell phone number, all I have to do is decline that call. So if I'm on Line2 now, but if a call came into my regular cell phone number, if I decline that call, my call would not drop. So I would be able to, like if you're using Skype or TruePhone, someone calls your regular number, the call is going to drop. In our case, the call will not drop. So it just makes it a lot more useful. And then it all hooks into an online control panel that lets you route, how to handle different types of calls. It's a little bit like, Google Voice. Different types of contacts do different things. You can set up a whole company using it. You can do things like an auto attendant. Again, a lot of people don't need these features if they're just using it because they have bad cell reception. But if you're using it, you can actually set up an entire company where you have different key presses, and you can have the different key, press 1 for sales, press 2 for support, have it reach different employees in the company with a spell by name directory. So it's a very powerful system, and it's available now in the App Store. We're getting great 5-star reviews for the most part. People are really happy with it. And just last week, it was approved for the iPod Touch. So now you can get all that calling functionality, the conferencing, the call transfer on the iPod Touch. It's a 30-day free trial, and then it's $14.95. So you can turn your iPod Touch into a serious telephone now, and it's a lot cheaper than Vonage.
Cool. Can you show the separate contacts on the phone? I thought that was a really cool feature.
So, one problem I have is that I have 1,500 business contacts, but if I put all my business contacts in my iPhone, I don't want to scroll through them just to call my friends. So I keep my iPhone contacts as just my friends and people I call a lot. And then separately, I can upload, oops, I hit the wrong button. I can, let me go to favorites. I can, here's Talk to Me. So these are the 1,500 business contacts, and I have access to all my business contacts, but they're not cluttering up my iPhone contacts.
Cool.
And so I think that's a great feature too.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Peter.
Thank you.
All right.